Moving on to step 4, we're going to need the small back part of the televisor kit. The other thing it says, it has a note that says the acrylic may be covered in a protective film which should be peeled off before the circuit board is attached. So I'm going to go ahead and see if that is the case. You can see that there's a little bit of something coming up there. So let's see. Oh yep, that is the protective film. See it peeling off there. So let's go ahead and peel that protective film off. Whoa, that makes for a nice looking finish there. Peel that off. Well then, I'm guessing that I had that backwards and that this is the part that actually goes to the outside. And let's see if this is a protective coating as well. It is indeed. Let's go ahead and peel that off. Does that look like an old-fashioned television set color? And you can see that there are several holes for putting in the various screws and components that you're going to need to put in. And go ahead and prop this upright. What I might do is put it sideways so you can see what I'm doing. What we're going to need to do is to screw in. We've put those spacers in, and what we need to do is screw the circuit board to the televisor back. So it says, step 4, attach the circuit board to the acrylic back plate using 2 small screws. So that's what we're going to do. And then we've got the battery box. We're going to do something with that the next step. So make sure your battery box, the wires come out from below. Let's go ahead and do that. And get out 2 small screws. And again, all of these screws are exactly the same. You don't have to worry about finding the wrong screw. There's one. There's the second one. Here we go. 2. This one has a nut on it. I'm going to go ahead and take that nut off. And the way that we're going to attach the circuit board to the back plate is to use the 2 spacers that we just put in. Remember that the battery compartment is going to come out from underneath. I'm going to go ahead and put that so it's not twisted. I keep picking it up by this thing. Watch out for that. That's not good. Go ahead and put this here. Let's see if we can line it up the way it shows in the picture. So this part, here we go. Put it like this, I'm guessing. So this part comes out a little bit from the back of the side. That's good because you're going to want to see that and see how you can easily access those 2 knobs that you're going to need to access later on for adjusting brightness, etc. You've also got an on-off switch up here that you can easily turn on and off. So this is going to go, that spacer is going to go in this hole up here, and then the other spacer is going to go diagonally from it. I'm going to go ahead and put that down so I can put those in. And you can actually see the other metal spacer through there's a hole down here. Go ahead and put that on. Now I'm going to use a screwdriver. There is our back plate. We've got our back plate put on. You can even see through the side. You can see the LED light there. That's going to project the image onto that screen. Our back plate has been assembled so that we have access to the components we need access to. We've got the motor there. That's going to have something to do here. And this battery compartment is going to go stick onto the back of this in the next step. We've already added our circuit board to our back plate. We're going to go ahead and do step 5, where we add the batteries and then to the battery box and then stick the battery box to the back of the back plate. It says in step 5 that we're going to make sure the battery box is off. Make sure that is in the off position. There we go. Slide open the battery box and insert 4 AA batteries. And I'm assuming you know how to put in AA batteries where the negative end goes toward the spring, and they get put in opposite orientations to one another. 4. You can see we have our 4 AA batteries in our battery box. We're going to go ahead and put the battery box lid back on. There we go. It's a little bit heavy there. And then it says close the battery box and stick it to the back plate using 2 self-adhesive sticky pads. In this bag you can see the self-adhesive sticky pads there. I think they're already a little bit out. Something was sticking there. Now it looks a little tricky to stick this on, because according to the instructions you want to stick it so that the on-off switch is sort of to the side where your LED light is there. And we are going to need to open the box and close it. We'll see how that goes, but I'm guessing the sticky pad goes to this part, to the on-off components, to the lid. There is a place for a screw there. I wonder if there's an extra screw that we can go ahead and put in there. I'm just going to have a quick look at the instructions and see if we're going to need another screw, a short screw. We aren't. Let's see if there's one more short screw in here that we can use for that piece. Nope, there is not. There's only the long bolts there. But I'm going to go ahead and use these sticky pads to stick this down anyway. Stick it to the back plate using 2 self-adhesive sticky pads. Go ahead and turn the back plate over carefully. I'm going to put this here on the back plate just below that screw there. Assuming we want to put 1 on each side. I'm guessing what's going to happen is that the lid to the battery box is going to end up sticking to this so that you can take it on and off that way. I'm putting the sticky pads on here. I'm going to put one on I'm going to put them both on the battery box, I think, just so I know exactly where they're going to end up. Peel these off. These are quite sticky. Paper off there. 1, 2. There we go. Put that on the battery box so I can access where to get it out. Now I guess you actually don't want to put a screw there because it'd be impossible to get the lid off with these sticky pads on if you had that screw, because you're going to cover that screw component there by putting this down onto the back of your televisor kit. Go ahead and stick that down. So I'm guessing in order to get the batteries out, you're going to have to slide this along like that, and then put it back in. Make sure it lines up and put it back in like that. That is step 5 complete. I'm going to turn this over and put it down so that we can move on to step 6. We've completed step 5 of our televisor kit assembly. We're going to go ahead and move on to step 6. I'm going to move these little bits out of the way. And step 6 is to press the plastic lens into our front plate. And again, you have that note about the acrylic protective layer that may be on the front plate. We're going to go ahead and see if that's on there. I'm pretty sure it is, given that the nice finish that's on this back plate is not what we see on the front plate. So I'm guessing we're going to have to peel something off there. We're going to have to do that first. Then we're going to find that lens component that's going to help us see our image. And we're going to find the long screws and the nuts that go with them. Let's go ahead and do that. Here's our front plate, and you can see by the color difference in the finishes that there is indeed an acrylic film, protective film in here. Let's go ahead and peel that off. Let's see if we can find it down there. There we go. Peel that protective film off, and you can see this is the side that we're going to put our sticker on. I don't know if you can see that. There's an outline of the sticker there. And that outline is also on here. That outline does not exist on this side. I'm going to go ahead and peel that protective layer off. Again, a very nice finish. You can clearly see which side goes where. This side does not have a place for the sticker. This side clearly has a place for the Televisor kit sticker. We're going to go ahead and take this front part and find our lens. There's the image lens there, and it's in its own nice protective plastic sleeve, which I like that it came that way because it came in with the screws, so I'm guessing that the screws otherwise would have scratched that up in shipment, but it seems to be in pretty good shape. You notice that it's actually bumpy, so it's got a convex side which bows outward. And what it says in the instructions is to press the plastic lens, this plastic lens, firmly, press the plastic lens into the front face of the Televisor kit, ensuring it is evenly fitting all the way around and not falling out the other side. The most convex part, I don't know if you can see this, how this side is flatter and this part is more convex. It's got a little more bumpiness to it. The most convex part of the lens should be facing out of the front of the plate, out of the front of the front plate. Poke the two long screws through the small holes in the front plate and screw two nuts and into each thread as shown. So we're going to go ahead and put the lens in. And you notice because we know where the sticker is going to go, we know where the front of the front plate is. I'm going to go ahead and put the lens in there. And you can see it actually focuses on there. There we go. Put this in there. So that just fits into there. It doesn't actually, this lens could easily come out of there. It just sits, see, it just barely fits in there. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. That fell out. We're going to put the lens back in place and hope that it stays in place. It keeps falling out, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure I like that part of the kit. It doesn't have any advice on how to keep it in place. It just says make sure it's evenly fitting all the way around. Hopefully if it's evenly fitting all the way around, it will stay in place. I don't know if you can see this, but the more convex part is definitely facing out the front here, and the less convex part is facing toward the back. You can tell it's the front because there's a place to put the sticker in the front.